Yeah, baby's a little spirit wind there across your heart. Get it glowing just a little more. Get it flowing just a little more. Gently rise you up off that mattress this morning, man, and get you flowing in a dreamy-like sort of way, 'cause you start to realize it really is a dream we're dreaming, that we're living in. And you just been dreaming about it and creating the day ahead of you, man. And now it's starting to catch up to you. Amazing grace, hell, that's living right there in the dream, in the moment that you dream it. That's being in the flow of the heart, don't you know? That's setting yourself free. Living in the dynamic heart is a completion for humanity. It brings all things full circle and brings us back right to that beginning moment where time springs into existence. And this time we got it right, babies. Amazing grace and then some, in the flow of the divine intelligent love that lives in us all, man, and carries us along as the heart's song, the one that you be singing about now. And how, babies, as you start to realize the tremendous heap of joy that you live in already. What do you think is melting down all those harder parts of yourself? That's the feeling of love expressed as joy, which is gratitude. Gratitude for your state of being, your place of being, your time, your awakening, your awareness of your place with creation. Holy guacamole, I tell you, that's a spicy meatball, don't you think? So says Grandpa Coyote, keeping you in the flow along with Amazing Grace, don't you know? On the Hazy Radio Network. Ooh, you got Coyote Medicine Show and so much more, don't you know? Love in motion, baby. Just like you are. Wow. And how beautiful. Just beautiful, baby. Keep it going. Ah, what a flow. There is liberation underway. Liberation of the human heart. That it no longer see itself as enslaved to anything but love, the true love of the heart that exuberates into the reality around it and recreates that reality from the ground up, from the inside out. Yeah, babies, be ready to greet your star nations, your family of the stars, to see what's really going on here, to finally allow yourself to step in to your own little age of truth, to be aware, awake, alive of what's truly with you in the profound way, always. Your family joined with you, unified in every movement that you make in this life, the flick of an eyebrow, let alone the wink of an eye, and what it means and the message that it carries. They're in it all with us, babies. Liberation is seeing what is being in your own reality, what being really is. That's liberation, man. That's coming back to the full presence of your conscious heart as the happy little child in this reality that you are. And then your mother love can come forward in the way of your family because you're ready, you're prepared. You're finally starting to remember it and allowing it to be. And babies, it's not a fractured reality where everyone's at war with everyone else or trying to take over the planet, etc. We're bringing Santa Claus from the North Pole and the spirit of Hitler from the South Pole, and we're doing our own little CERN collision in the middle. Only ain't a collision. It's a reawakening, man. As those two collide in this soft sort of way, it's more like a hug, man. Well, they dissolve into the same elemental being, the same little flame of light that burns forever at the center of everything. The universal heart united once again, and no longer shall it ever again project itself as divided. It can't be, man. If you look at it, it's a heart, it's a singular thing. It's a presence together. It's one love in motion throughout all of this creation, one life alive in all of it, including us, man. And we're conscious now of her presence. I often refer to it, as you know, as the presence of the papal Mary J., which is me, don't you know? But I mean, no, really, it's her energy, the essential elemental energy of life in the flow of love. And babies, this opens your eyes, all of them. And you begin to see beyond the paradigm, the restricted, ugly reality that's so darn beautiful. Man, sometimes I feel like I'm living in a Norman Rockwell painting. And then I begin to realize I am a Norman Rockwell painting, and hell yeah, I am living in a Norman Rockwell world, only it ain't square, man. It's round, it's divine, it's glowing. It's what he always wanted to portray, but could never quite capture. Got little essences of it here and there. All the great painters are this way, you know, whether they do it in that kind of landscapey way or they do it in a more elusive way, a more expressive way, a more effusive way, however it's choose to express. That's the painting that we're creating for ourselves to live in. The instantaneous dream of now, that we don't have to dream in advance or behind or ahead. See, we're realizing a space beyond time. We're recognizing an existence that's bigger than time. That includes time, yes, but it's larger than that. It's conscious presence in everything, alive in this moment. And this moment is forever. The union of heart. And that brings it on in this reality, babies. The more you let it glow like this, the more you let it grow like this, the more you become that bright, elusive butterfly of love that you are, man. Not so elusive anymore, willing to let yourself shine above it all. Because above it you are within it. And it is within you, and then you can experience the full presence of it. And know what it's like to really make love in a union with life. Not just with a person, but with the person in all. To recognize that person in yourself. To honor the symbols that represent that. To bless the life that you live as an expression of that. That grandmother of love, which is the grandfather too. We're the same. Whether we express ourselves as male or female in the genderization matters very little. We're the same. And I can be the cowboy and she can be the cowgirl, just as you are. You see? And we ride the same horse together, though we're not riding double and triple. It's the pale horse of love, replicated many times over. You see? We ride it in unison, in harmony. And that song of the heart starts to come forward. Boy, there's an energy alive there now, isn't there? And when you begin to sing that, you begin to understand creation. That it is a movement of heart, a song that becomes the grand symphony of living. It's felt. It's deeply appreciated. It's the unifying energy that goes beyond all dimensions of division and disempowerment. And any fleeting feelings that go with that. The darkness as well. It's all dissolved into a grand display, like a Norman Rockwell painting. The contrast in the color, in the light and the shades and the shading and the divine way of the presence of the energy of life in everything. If you just look, you see, you feel the mountain, you feel the valley, you feel the tall trees, you feel the sagebrush. You feel the lizard asleep in his den somewhere and staying there till it gets warmer, etc. You feel it all. You resonate within that creation. You're living in the tall places now, the high places. Where we've always been, we never left them. We let the illusion sweep us away, yes, but we never left them. We've always remained there. That place never decayed and fell apart. Our city of light is a movement of our love. It's our source of empowerment, our fixed base in this reality. In all realities, it's like the heart is. The grand city but a reflection of our heart. Now you come to see what's really to be, what really is and what really are, because we live in it right now. See, if we can conceive of it, we can be it. If we are of that love, then it is of us. And it comes forward into our conscious presence of being. And we don't have to wait around for somebody to disclose something that's a big damn lie anyway. You see? The Secret Space Program, as I've described earlier on this show, is a movement of love in its own way. We're disempowering our own darkness by embracing our brightness, our jolliness, our happiness, our generosity, our great compassion for our own living heart that's in love with everything and everyone and cannot help itself but to give, because there's a limitless amount of giving within us. You can't drain us dry. You can't take it all away. It's full. The presence of love, the heart is full and overflowing always. This is how we dispense with the superficiality, the dumb side of the reality that thinks it can suck it all away and crush it and destroy it. You can't feed on it, man. You can only be it. You are it. If you're feeding on it, then you're still in that disgusting place where you're removed from it. Time to change your way of seeing things, ain't it, man? Just flow. Just flow. Just flow. So you don't have to take that bite anymore. It's there in you already. You're alive in everything. You're not hungry in anything. You're not empty but full. And that's a flow, that's a feeling. And it brings on the medicine show, baby, in this reality. As this reality and all its parameters dissolve away. And the truth comes into play. A little known thing, yeah, in this reality, except for that we've been able to hang on to inside of ourselves in our own little vision. And babies, don't be too hard on yourself. If you've been extreme in your vision, well, you had to fix to that for a while. Because everybody was trying to tear you away from it, and you felt it. So you hung on to it kind of fanatically. It's okay. You don't have to now, do you? See, you can just let it be soft and flow and let it be what it is now. You're completely protected. This is the big thing you want to see today, is the nature of your loving protection. How this divine energy, this childlike innocence is so wise, flowing through your heart in this feeling way, can be your protection. You walk through the bowels of hell, you're in paradise, babies. No one, no thing can harm you. Angel of love that you are, divinely and innocently so, in this beautiful and gorgeous and spectacular little frame of a human being. Oh my God. There's reasons why we inhabit this rooted flesh. This beautiful thing that is such a bountiful form of living life when we let it express itself colorfully. And we live in its creation, in its feeling. We allow ourselves, our love, to root itself in that feeling. Because we understand that's the root of creation for us and everything. Rooted in the ground, rooted in the earth, rooted in the sky, in the atmosphere, the sun that shines bright through us and within us. We're absorbing that sunshine back into the art of creation, all of it. Because all of it's alive and glowing with the Sangre, don't you know? The Sangre de Cristo, oh indeed. And then some. That's living in the flow, the full presence of life, the love that we are. And it brings forth an end to the existence of a spatial reality, you know, and you can most assuredly rest in the feeling this love only brings forward the best, that you can expand into any form of existence, that you can move beyond the comprehensional realms and comprehend that which is real. The creative love that's in it all as well. But it melds those divisions away. It's the singular flow of life in each person that lives and all things that exist. A moment of awe. Let yourself feel this now. You feel now that depth of connection, yet it's so light within you. It's so warm and present, so steady. Earnest in its own way, but, you know, steadily so. It's not intense. It's brilliant and beautiful. It fills the hollow of your heart with the fullness of its presence. That's the real us coming forward inside. That's the real presence, the divine one, allowing itself to live once again in this earth and to be the life that we are, to reassume our birth, B-E-R-T-H, our place in creation, our rightful place, in those high places that are inside of us now, recreating the world around us, bringing forward a true disclosure Because only in truth can disclosure be. In disguise, it's another continuation of deceit. So what? You go up another level, big deal. It's still deception. The reception, then, is when you see your true family in all forms and places of being. These are more than cousins. These are us, as reflected back to us in the presence of creation. Us, then, being united in the Mother Heart, which is the center source of creation, represented in this Mother Earth quite humbly, quite spectacularly. You live in motion picture of love, babies, and you're the flow in it. The producers, the actors, the directors, the filmmakers, the camera persons, the lighting, the grip, the butcher baker and the candlestick maker, all of that, baby. You're it. You're the one. When you allow yourself to be glowing like the innocent sun, S-U-N, that you are. You see, and that's unity. That's reunion. That's bringing to you the revelations of all time. And putting away with the seasons of time and learning to fly with life, in the flow of life, forevermore glowing in these high places. Yes, indeedy. When I say high, I mean high, very high, way, way up. But see, there's no really up and down anymore. There's only dimensional expression in expansion. I guess that's one way to put it. It's like blowing up a beach ball, but it just keeps expanding and expanding. It just wants to be larger. It wants to be the biggest beach ball there ever was. To have the mightiest party there could ever be, man. You know, it's Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon back in Beach Blanket Bingo and stuff like that. It's perfect in every right. Though it may be kind of comedic in its expression, that's the coyote medicine and the real gentle side of it, too. Because that allows us to laugh ourselves into it, man. And just be. And just allow it to be. Sweet, isn't it, man? I tell you what, on a Free Day Friday, we start to crank up the old Model T and find out, well, my goodness, it's a flying saucer. Well, by golly, it's me. And just an extension of myself. And man, I can sit there comfortably and go anywhere I want. Time, space means nothing. Because I'm there already. If I want to manifest there, I'm there. Darling, see, this is the state we're living in. It's just a matter of recognizing. Because in our dream space, we bop all over the universe, man. Haven't you noticed that? Don't you have those vague recollections in the daytime? Occasionally a little deja vu, knowing you've been there, done this. And maybe now you ought to do that instead of that. Oh, yeah, baby. See, we're ready. We're well prepared. It's just a matter of recognizing it, that's all. Simple truth has its own way of manifestation. And basically, we just have to get out of the way of it and let it happen, let it flow through us. See, that's the opening. That's the gateway to life. That's what Mary Jane and all the other divine elements in this reality bring to us. The ability to be and see that which we are, to walk right through those gates of paradise, because we never walked out of them. We're still there. We live there forever, right here in this Norman Rockwell world, man. Rock being R-A-W-K, like rock and roll, baby. Norman Rockwell with an attitude, man. He's a hippie and a yippie and a yuppie and then some, man. All of these things combined and way beyond the life of any politician that ever lived. Political in a heart way. Hell, there ain't no politics when it comes to heart. There's just one flow. There's only one direction that all flows can go, whether it's political or anti-political or upside down or right side up or inside out and going down or going up, you know. It don't matter, man. We all arrive at the right floor at the right time, man, the right destination, because we're here already. We never leave it. It's a dream, baby. It's a beautiful one. Love ourselves for it. Expand into it. Let's make our conscious presence felt throughout this creation by allowing ourselves to what? Feel it, babies. Just be it, you know. Wow. Fly high, man. And stay high. Very high. Don't let the sons of bitches drag you down ever again. You see? They live in hell. They want you to pull them out of it. Well, you can't go down there and hang out with them for too long and expect to pull them out of it. Sometimes you have to. You got to go down there and swoop them up because they're so damn stubborn they won't come out of it any other way. So if you feel like doing that today, don't feel like it's a wrong thing. There are no limits. There are no rules. There's only the reality of your own truth and your angelic presence in it. Now, babies, get to rocking. Take the journey. Keep it flowing. Don't let it ever stop. And you'll hear her saying it, man, or him saying it. Don't stop. Well, you better not, eh? Because you got a real act of love underway. The one you've been waiting for forever, baby. A gift of the heart. Delivered through Grandpa, yes, and all the divine angels will work with us. But your heart is my heart. We're one together in all of this, don't you see? Pretty King Jellybean, oh, a dance with romance. A chance of love that's way beyond taking chances, ain't it, babies? For real this time. Ripening up really well and beautifully so here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Only and exclusively where else but the loving center of this universe, man. The Hazy Radio Network. Right here on your internet at hazyradio.com. We got it on worldwide and then some, baby. Whew. They're hearing us beyond the moon, baby. Way, way, way. I mean, wow. Your heart's being felt throughout creation. Can you dig it? I most certainly can. Obi-Wan Kenobi over here, my whiny little weenie dog, who is our second assistant, first assistant, and primary essential assistant DJ, agrees too, man. He's like saying, hey kids, stay under the blankies for a while, but guess what? I'm going to get Okie up with this one too, man. You watch. Here we go with Mo. Coyote Medicine on the Coyote Medicine Show. And don't you dare go away. We're not over with yet, man. And more to go here on the Coyote Medicine Show. We're just getting in the flow, don't you know? Ooh, and don't have a heart attack when it happens for you, man. Be ready for this. Conscious expansion has its prize, and babies, you're receiving of it now. And how?